In this video, I'll uncover the best foods that you should eat if you're someone who has insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a problem that many people face today, and when it comes to insulin resistance, the one thing that gets a little bit tricky about it is that there's a lot of very bad dietary advice out there, which makes it very hard for the average person to know what they're supposed to do. You know, some dietary advice is telling you should eat things like whole grains, and others is telling you need to stay away from whole grains. So what do? That's why in this video, what we're going to do is focus on the best foods for insulin resistance. We're not only going to talk about a couple particular foods that are scientifically proven to bring down your insulin levels and bring down your blood glucose levels, but also we're going to talk about just in general some foods that you need to consume if you want to start reversing insulin resistance today. So stick around to the end of this video, but before we get started, I'm Dr. Zyrowski and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, it's a pleasure to have you here. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and join our notification community. That way it can help you excel your health and your life. And I also want to mention our new food plan, meal plan is now available. What you can do if you want to learn more about joining that, you could click on the link below and learn more about it. Basically, I give you like a little mini recipe book and cookbook every single month that has all the meals that I'm going to be consuming. It's literally my diet plan every single month. And the great news is that it is all insulin resistance approved. And this is a good quality insulin resistance diet, not like the one that they fed my grandfather when he was in the hospital, giving him, lots of whole grains and, sugary yogurts and different starches followed up by an insulin shot. So we aren't doing that. We're doing the good quality diet plan here. If you want to learn more about that, click on the link in the description below. Let's go ahead and get started here. Now, the first food on our list is going to be garlic. Okay, garlic has been proven in many studies to have a very positive and profound effect on insulin resistance. It has a great anti-diabetic effect. It is known for being able to lower fasting blood glucose, and it also contains volatile sulfur compounds in it as well that are all really great for lowering your insulin levels and lowering your blood sugar. Some people are taking a garlic capsule, some people are sprinkling like a garlic powder onto their food, and then others are actually just cooking with garlic, which is all great. And so what we want to do is make sure we increase our garlic intake if we have something like insulin resistance, because it actually is going to help us reverse it. Next is going to be dark chocolate, and I shouldn't have to convince anybody to have some dark chocolate. Now the thing is we're not talking about a high sugar Hershey's chocolate bar. We're talking about like an organic chocolate bar that is going to be very rich in antioxidants, but also is going to be sugar free. And so that is really important here, and it's very powerful when we look at how it actually has a good effect on reversing insulin resistance. A few things to consider. So first of all, it's antioxidant rich. It has cocoa polyphenols in it. It also has pancreatic beta cell regeneration capabilities. Now, one of the things that happens with insulin resistance is the pancreas is just pumping out so much insulin for so long, the beta cells basically just get burnt out. Well, the antioxidants within the chocolate is going to help regenerate those beta cells. It also is going to stimulate insulin secretion, because after that insulin's just been pumping for so many years so hard, it starts to decrease and it starts to be an issue. It also is going to have a hypoglycemic effect. It's going to help bring down that blood sugar, which is incredibly important during this time, and it's going to improve glucose tolerance. So these are all great things that are really powerful for anyone who is interested in reversing the type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. Dark chocolate is a great way to go. So like I said, go ahead and incorporate more dark chocolate, and it shouldn't be anything that I have to convince you to eat more of in your daily routine. Next, let's talk about cinnamon, because cinnamon is really powerful when it comes to reversing insulin resistance. It was shown to improve all aspects of metabolic syndrome. So what that basically means, it was able to actually lower insulin levels, it was able to lower blood glucose levels, it was able to lower blood lipids. It is a powerful antioxidant, which is incredibly important. We'll talk more about antioxidants in just a moment here. And it also is really powerful for reducing inflammation, which is also very important, right? Because when we have insulin resistance, it is also an inflammatory issue occurring in the body. Helps bring down blood pressure, and also helps reduce body weight. So sprinkling cinnamon into your food, sprinkling it into your coffee, sprinkling it into an apple cider vinegar drink, which is really great, is going to all be powerful ways at bringing down your blood sugar levels, reversing insulin resistance. I actually did this great video on the apple cider vinegar drink that includes a lot of cinnamon in it. I'll put a link in the description below so you can check out that video, because it's a great drink that you should incorporate into your daily routine if you have insulin resistance. Let's keep moving here and talk about non-starchy vegetables. You know, it's very important to incorporate a lot of non-starchy vegetables into your daily routine as well. And I'm not talking about just a little bit at night or just a little bit at lunch. I'm talking about a lot of it at lunch and a lot of it at night. We want to make sure that we're including a lot of good non-starchy vegetables. Some examples are going to be things like beets, artichokes, asparagus, eggplant, you know, spinach, zucchini, cauliflower. What you could probably do is take a snapshot of this screen right here and just realize that these are the good vegetables that you want to incorporate in daily to your routine in order to reverse insulin resistance. When we look at these different non-starchy vegetables, they're very high in phytonutrients. They're also very high in minerals and high in vitamins as well. So incorporating these into the daily routine is really going to do a lot of good things for your overall health in general, but also do a lot of great things for reversing insulin resistance without having all those different starches and carbs in it to bring up your blood sugar. Let's go ahead and talk about antioxidants. Like I mentioned, antioxidants are very important here. Now, a couple things here. When we look at foods that are very rich in antioxidants, we always look to berries. Okay, so berries are going to be a food that is going to be low glycemic but very high in antioxidants. And we're going to talk about things like blueberries, strawberries, goji berries, raspberries, blackberries. These are all good examples of berries that can be included. Now, when we have insulin resistance, if you have a very high level of insulin resistance, it's something that you've been facing for a long time, you're very sensitive, you're going to have to be very careful when incorporating berries in. Okay, you're going to just incorporate a little bit. Now, the thing is that is important here is we want to get a lot of these antioxidants because we want to start reducing oxidative stress, oxidative damage, reversing a lot of that inflammation. We want to make sure that we're getting those antioxidants. Berries are a great source. We just have to go very light with them, and we have to be careful that we're not doing too many. So start lightly. Now, the other thing too is you can incorporate some different vegetables that are going to be high in antioxidants as well. Things like kale, red cabbage, beets, spinach, and artichokes. Those are all high in antioxidants, high in nutrients, high in minerals, and that's all going to be very, very helpful for reversing insulin resistance. So incorporate a lot of this into, we want to make sure that we go and get a lot of antioxidants. And so for some people, they just actually want to go and incorporate a antioxidant drink of some sort, like a powder. And what I'll probably try to do here for you is go and find one and put it in the link in the description below where you could just get like a powder, like some sort of drink that tastes good. Because I know that clinically we do that a lot in order to just really boost that antioxidant level in the body. And you know, when we look at this in general, when we look at insulin resistance, it's not just about, you know, the foods. It's not just about the nutrients. It's also about including things like exercise. Okay, so clinically, when people come in and they have insulin resistance, that's what we do. We focus on the diet, and then we added supplementation in order to really boost the impact that we're going to have on that individual. We want to see fast results. We want to see quick results. We don't want to just change the diet because, you know, though it's a very important part of this whole thing, we want to get results faster. And so, you know, we add in all the proper foods. We also make sure that we add in lots of high quality supplementation. I'll put a link in the description below of the supplement that we use, but we add that in, and then we add in exercise like high intensity interval training. And I actually did a video on high intensity interval training and how important it is if you have insulin resistance. You can check that video out right here or in the description below. Now let's talk about smash fish. Now smash fish is important. Now SMASH is an acronym for salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. Why these fish in particular? Well, these fish are going to be high and rich in omega-3 content. So we want to make sure that we're getting lots of omega-3s in because they're very powerful for reducing inflammation, very powerful for going and reversing oxidative stress down on the body. So adding in these fish is going to be very helpful during this process. Now, the other reason that these particular fish are beneficial is because they typically are very low in different toxins like mercury. So adding in these smash fish into your weekly food plans is going to be very powerful for reducing insulin resistance. And like I said, it's about putting it all together. I'll put lots of resources in the description below. Give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, also put that in the comment section here below. And also share this video with your friends because a lot of people are suffering from insulin resistance and they don't know where to go with it. So be a friend, help them out, share this with them, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification if you want to learn more about insulin resistance, intermittent fasting, and all the things that are really necessary to drastically improve your health. I'll see you in the next video.